Yeah. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are. What's up, Wednesday? Give it up. We are back. We are back, and we have some news that you can use tonight. And on the panel right now, we got PR Cowboy. Give it up for PR Cowboy. PR Cowboy, how you feeling today, man?
Still a little tired, my man. Still a little tired. We had that late one Sunday and trying to, catch up on the sleep now.
Dude, tell me about it, man. You know, and we know that Dak Prescott made history. Give it up for Dak. We'll get into all that here shortly. But let's before I get into the introduction, let's just let some of the folks know what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about Jerry Jones and Roger Penske. And people probably asking, who is Roger Penske? Well, he has a lot to do with the IndyCar street racing. So look like we're going to have the Indy come down to Arlington. Yeah. So we'll get into a little information about that. We also going to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. And I'm sure if you hadn't heard, you're going to be the first to tell you about it. Then we'll get into a little Devontae Adams. We'll talk a little bit about Devontae Adams and where he stands right now. And then we'll get into the injury list, which we call the sick and shut in. And then we're going to some Cowboys and still a recap, and then move on to the rematch. So that's what we got going on. How about that? My moderator is having a hard time. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Y'all listen. Yeah, Fleabug, what's up?
I don't have the link.
Okay, well, just come on, hit the link on it. Just grab the link that's in the comments. We're waiting on you. Hey, everybody say hello, Fleabug.
Really?
Yeah. All right, just grab the link. I'm my moderator. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's what goes on. And when we're talking barbershop talk on the Cowboy Huddle podcast. I guess I'll go ahead and do the honors of doing the introduction. So we have to definitely get into that. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. And just hold tight, PR, and we're going to get this thing going. So we got to give a big shout out to all those that helped us get to where we are today. So we're going to give a big thank you to the Cowboy Huddle podcast, Cowboy Fan 365, We Them Boys 520 Boys, Queen of Honor by Cowboys Fan Club, Mexico, Cowboy Fan Zone 24/7, Guadalajara, Hard Hitters Lifestyle, One Star, One Family, and a host of others that we are giving thanks to for supporting us and using our content in their groups. Give it up. All right, so let's see here. So we got some comments right now, Pete. So let's see what we got. We got Patrick Wright is in the house. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Give it up for Patrick Wright.
That's the fire starter right there, boy.
Yeah, that's my fire starter right there. Still waiting on my moderator. I guess something's going on. I don't know. Then we got Lord Nova. Lord Nova is in the house. Pick 6 King Bland coming back, getting guys back is good, especially going into our bye after the Lions game. Yes, sir. You're right, Lord Nova. Yeah. And Lord Nova is saying, hey, Fleabug, where you at? We waiting on you. And without further ado, Lord Nova, guess who it is? It's Fleabug. Okay, Fleabug, what's going on? I know I can see it in your face.
Okay,
you didn't get.
I'm lagging. I can hear stuff that happened before, so I don't know if this is gonna work because I'm hearing where you brought me on a few minutes ago, but I'm not hearing what I'm saying to you now.
You know, I put a video on last week, Saturday, man, and I guess there's something wrong with the internet in the area or something. Oh, I was furious because I did put all that time in putting that video up, Pete, and I'm telling you, dude, it did not happen. So it looked like Fleabug is going to be in the comments tonight. I know it. I've been there. Pete, just a quick update on that, bro. I put in some work. You know, like I said, being a content creator, it's a lot that goes into this. and I put about a good hour into setup, content, welcome, the uh, uh all that good stuff. And man, I tell you, that thing was just it was freezing up. It was terrible. It was
I,
terrible.
I had the same problem last week. They just cut off on me, and I don't know. It
Okay.
happens. It happens.
Okay. So there's Lord Nova said hello, Fleabug. She can't hear it.
Okay. This isn't working because I'm hearing what you're saying now, but I'm also hearing what happened earlier. So I'm hearing two different shows.
Okay, so just catch this here. Um, just I guess work the comments, I guess, for us, I guess. Help us out. Okay. Okay. All right. So anyway, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I've been there. I know exactly what's going on. So let's get into this, man. Let's get into the because we just spend a lot of time and people come they want to hear our problems. They come to hear about what's going on with our Dallas Cowboys. So Cowboys win on Sunday, but we're gonna get into that recap. But I'm not sure if you heard about this, Pete, but looks like Jerry Jones and Roger Penske are partnering to give IndyCar a brand new street racing spectacle. So, with that being said, when IndyCar, it's been reported when IndyCar approached Dallas Cowboys about potentially hosting a street course race in Texas, Jerry Jones saw that Roger Penske was involved and had no hesitation in striking a deal. The trust between the two businessmen go back to Penske's successful effort to convince the NFL to hold a 200G Super Bowl in Detroit. Penske was chairman of the host committee for a game that stood as proof the NFL could host its biggest event in cold weather cities. A test run that helped Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and Dallas land the Super Bowl in 2000. Bottom line is that Roger has really been a model for me in terms of how he has taken competitive racing and nailed it into an economic scenario that works. Jones told the Associated Press, he is my sportsman. He's changed the mentality of needing the NFL to go where. So anyway, to say that this is two business guys talking business. Give it up. So, what do you think about that, Peter? Are you excited?
I mean, it's nice to see Jerry making big moves where when we're over here, just like that it's just like, man, you're doing all this over here, and here we are fighting for, trying to do something over here, and you just yeah, it's Jerry being Jerry, man.
It's Jerry being Jerry for sure, man, and uh uh that's where we are. I mean, it makes you wonder: are we really concerned about a Super Bowl, or we're just uh more into trying to make money for Arlington?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's like, or you're just like, exactly. When he does stuff like this, especially like whatever, he's a businessman. We understand that, but it does make you wonder, like, man, you put in all your effort over here, and there's not very much going on over here on this side. So, yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You know, when you think about it, because we're trying to get past this nonchalant seasons, these last three seasons. But again, this is what Jerry is. Jerry is Fleabug. I can't send it to you. I don't know. It's we're having some situations, but this is Jerry. This is Jared. He's the businessman that he is, and that's how he came about obtaining the Cowboys. So I think it's going to be. I'm just trying to see how it's going to work in Arlington, man. I mean, Arlington is not that big.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it'll be something to see. Like I said, I'm sure it's going to be exciting. It's going to bring excitement and stuff like that. And you're right. It'll be like to see how it works.
Yeah, yeah. So man, that's what they got going on. Jerry Jones and Roger Penske has teamed up, and they also teaming up with the Texas Rangers as well, man. So it's going to be something to see, man. We're talking about this is going to happen in 2026. Maybe I need to go out there, Pete, and just ride around in my car real fast and I might get pulled over, but I'm just wondering. I just wonder if that's the case. But I am curious about what that's going to look like. I really am. So yeah. I mean, I guess we could say congratulations, right? I guess.
Yeah, congratulations for another big deal outside of our team, Jerry. Good job.
God Almighty, dude! I tell you, it's crazy. Well, in other news, we also have this going on. Aaron Rodgers at it again. So
Yeah,
could it be? Could it be? So we know that the head coach from the Jets for the Jets have been fired, and we've been through this once before, Pete. I mean,
and and like I said, it's just like like you said, we've seen it before, and you get reports saying the coach was about to fire the offensive coordinator, which we know Aaron Rodgers goes back with the offensive coordinator. Did they catch wind of that? And and the owner said, nope, we're gonna get you first before we get rid of the offensive
yeah,
coordinator. It's wow, man. It's just crazy.
our
It's almost
very
like a
own coach,
LeBron situation, right? Like a
pretty
LeBron
much.
where he kind of pretty much like that kind of situation. Yeah.
The players are controlling the team now. Now, this is what Aaron Rodgers had to say. Aaron Rodgers says, as far as any of the ridiculous allegation, I am not going to spend more than one sentence in response to it. Rodgers said, I resent any of those allegations because they are patently false. It's interesting the amount of power that people think I have, which I don't. Stop it. Stop it. Why do you think Mike McCarthy is our head coach right now today?
Yep.
Come on now.
Yeah. And you can say what the Jets have been through. You don't think they're gonna try anything in their power to make this guy happy to what I'm saying, to get them somewhere. So yeah, of course I believe he has something to do with it.
To be honest with you, Pete, I really don't, and I don't wish any ill will on anybody. But man, if Aaron Rodgers keep taking the hits that he's taking, he won't last the
Oh
season, man.
man, it looked bad last Sunday. It looked bad.
Yeah. So and again, he said he's not going to respond to that, but we're in the same situation that we were in when we saw this go on with McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. And it wasn't Aaron Rodgers that got traded, it was the head coach. So
Yeah.
and he said it's ridiculous. I beg to differ, but that's where we are. But he says that he had nothing to do with the firing of the head coach from the Jets. So I don't know, brother. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
But
You already saw some awkward moments between them two in the first couple of weeks. So like, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to believe that.
the egos, man, the egos, the alpha males and things like that, to where they just, I don't know, something going on. But he said that, that wasn't a big deal either. But so, as we moving forward, man, I think we have acquired a couple of players. I really hadn't got the names of these players that we brought in, but which brings up the question about acquiring Devontae Adams again. So, what do you think, man? I mean, are we still in that position you think we should?
I mean, do I think we should make a trade for somebody? Yeah, whether it be Devontae or not. I mean, I do believe in, if you feel your team is that step away to becoming that team playoff push team, you should make a move. But yet again, we have not seen this team the last 3 years, even being 12-5, being strong contenders, not make a move to make us better. What did we go do today? We went and got a 2021 six-round draft pick from the Broncos that haven't played since 2021, wide receiver. Mims too, which I like Mims when he came out. Don't get me wrong. This is one of the kids I
Yeah,
have followed, and I do like him.
right.
But this is what we do. This is what we do. We go pick up stuff. We go down to the Salvation Army, pick up
Yeah,
stuff that nobody wants anymore, and this is what we do. And that's why, like, I will be very like, it will shock me if we do any kind of trade movement this year. But this is what we become, man. And it's sad to say because you're going to see teams like the Lions, you're going to see teams like San Francisco make some moves before the deadline to try to make their team stronger. Because if you look at it, you're going to see Minnesota make a trade, right? They're sitting right there. They're probably going to make
Yeah,
another move to try to make them
yeah.
stronger. And this is what you're supposed to do if you feel like you're that contender. And we just don't do that.
Well, when we talk about Devontae Adams, man, we know he's in his 30s now, his early 30s, and as far as we have to look at his contract is $140 million. Right now, if we were to pick up Devontae Adams right now, it would probably go 13 million against the salary cap. Okay, we have like 25 million in salary cap room. But if we wait a few more weeks, it's possible that we can get him for 8 million this year. But that doesn't include next year. It doesn't include next year when we have to pay him 35 next year and another 35 the year after. So,
Yeah.
do you think it's worth it?
Uh, Man, yeah, I mean, if you get a Super Bowl out of it, yeah. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
thing. It becomes worth it if you get a. It's like when the Rams traded for Stafford, right? They gave up. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it for them because they got a Super Bowl out of it. And I would take, like I said, like Devontae Adams, but we're always late on these things. You don't think we should have traded for Devontae Adams back when he first came available, right? Or
right.
something like that. And we're just so always late on these situations. It's the Derrick Henry situation. It's the we can do a list of guys where it's just we're behind the eight ball on everything, and we're just never ahead of these things. And that's why we're in the situation we're in, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we waited a dollar short. We're a dollar short and a day late than trying to bring in Devontae Adams again. I said this before. We saw it Sunday night as far as trying to get the ball to one receiver. And the crap do we figure to try to get spread this ball around to two or three other receivers. So I agree with you. I think I'm going to pass on that. It's still up in
And
the
it's
air
just
with me.
and it's like this, man. It's not like look, and you see teams do it. You see Kansas City, they just lost their best wide receiver, right? And they're able, and it's just like, man, you have to be able to win these games. Like you gotta elevate these other players. Like I said, Sunday night, our offense actually looked better without Cooks, with Turpin in the lineup. With you know what I'm saying?
It
It
looked, it
actually
looked
looked
fast.
better.
It looked
Yeah, it looked
faster. It
faster.
looked,
Even
it
Chris
looked
Tucker said, like,
faster.
we looked faster and it just looked better. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And we're gonna get in that before we get into this sick and shut in. So I think you and I are on the same page when it comes to that. But let's get into this what we call the injury list, but we call it the sick and shut in. Let's get into that. So Pete, what do you got for us, man, on today as far as where are we standing with man,
man,
they're dropping like flies, brother. What is going on?
they're dropping like flies, but we're getting some people back at the same time. We got not two serious ones. We got Marquise Bell with dealing with illness, so he's probably just a sickness and should be back. Didn't practice today. We got Zach Martin. Just they gave him a rest day. Veteran guy. They'll give him the rest. Parsons still week to week. Not off to a good start this week. Didn't practice today. We got the big one, Marshawn Nealon, man. We lost it. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so he's going to IR. That was a big loss. I feel like that's the big one. But and then other two, Eric Kendricks, he's dealing with a calf shoulder injury, and he didn't practice today. So that's another one that we're going to keep an eye on this week to see. So we got some big name guys out there, but we get Carson back, the rookie from he participated in practice. We have Tyler Gadden. They're saying that day to day, but he did practice today, so he
Okay.
participated. So that's some good news right there. The big one, Deron Bland. We're gonna get some limited practicing this week. Maybe a limited role this week in the game. We'll see what happens throughout the week. But yeah, those are big ones.
That's good news there, man. That's good news. And what else you got? What about Kalen Carson? Where we at with Kalen Carson? You know
Yeah,
anything about?
he's participating in practice today. So like our corners are getting healthy. So we gotta have our corners back. We should have, even if Bland doesn't play this week, we should have Carson back this week at least. And then then we got a bye week. So then we should be
Yeah,
able.
okay.
And our rookie linebacker Maurice, he was dealing with a little injury, but he practiced today, as well as Stephon Diggs had a little ankle injury, but he practiced today as well. So nothing too concerning there.
And Tank Lawrence, what we looking like with Tank Lawrence?
Tank Lawrence with the IR. We got the remember they put him on IR, so it'll be another 3 to 5 weeks before he can even come back. 3 weeks for sure because IR is 4 weeks at least. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And the one we'll keep an eye on is Parsons. Like I said, it's they calling him week to week. So
Yeah,
like I said, not off to a good start this week. Didn't practice. But like we said, we got the Lions game, then we got a bye. So we're hoping after this bye we can get some guys back.
yeah. That'll buy some time, man. We finna get into that in just a minute. So let's give it up for PR Cowboy with that sick and shut in injury report. Give it up. All right, I want to get into some of these comments. I see a lot of comments down here. We're gonna throw some up here. Let's see what they got, and what they comment on. We definitely gonna get into it. Said Lord Nova says Dak is 2-0 in Pittsburgh, no Super Bowl, just business as usual. Give it up for Lord Nova. Patrick Ryder says seems like the defense fits Mike Zimmerman's system. They were punching the Steelers right in the mouth. Ooh, give it up. That's so true. The defense is not soft. Listen, Lord Nova. That is what 10 days of preparation supposed to look like. Yes. That's 10 days of preparation right there, what we saw what Mike Zimmerman did. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. I know it's so much to get into, but Patrick Ryder says, I think Parson is a counselor in the locker room. But go back now. You got to bring my guy on. He bring his comment on, moderator. Feel the steel. We got to get him on. That's my guy. He's up there. Yeah. Peace, G. 1CL. Miracle Whip. Congrats, G. Finally whacked that one. See, that's why I like this guy. He gonna know his shade right there. I can appreciate him. And I still use Miracle Whip. How about that? Give it up. Lord Nova, not getting my point, but let me call. Is Whack Dak's Cookout reunion game. Is that? And so beat Dallas 3 times, twice in Jerry. Well, who cares? Feel the steel. Thank you for your comment. That's your last one that you're going to get tonight. How about that? Give it up for Feel the Steel. I'm just kidding. Okay, here's one more. Jerry needs to bring back Amari Cooper back. He wants to come back to Dallas. Him and Dak works great together. That's a good comment, but I don't know if we're gonna make that move or not. I mean, what do you think about that, Pete?
I mean, like, to me, that makes if you gave up a 6th or 7th round pick and you're able to get them to come back, I'm okay with that. That's the kind of move like we talk about it. We've said this every week in the offseason. That's the kind of move I would have wanted them to ask Tennessee for Derrick Henry last year. 6th, 7th round pick, rent them for the year, and we're good with that. I'm good with that because, I mean, out of our 2023 draft guys, we got 2 guys playing, and you know what I'm saying. So what is a 6th or 7th round pick for a rental for a year when we have guys that don't make the team? So
exactly, I totally agree with you, brother, on that because that, I mean, where are we going? Where are we going? So I agree with you. We'll just have to see what happens. I like what I've been seeing, and let's go ahead and get into this recap of this Cowboys Steelers game. I think I have. Let's see. Do I have? Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Final score 20-17. Really, Pete, I don't think the score should have been that close, really. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, we just cannot seem to find the end zone. And I think we left about 3 scores on the field. So looking at this box score, we scored 3 points to their 3 points in the first quarter, 3 points the second quarter to their, They scored absolutely nothing in the second quarter. We scored absolutely nothing in the third quarter. They scored seven in the what is that? Yeah, and the third. Wait a minute. Yeah, third quarter, and we got 14. Was it? Did we score two in the fourth quarter?
Two in the fourth, I believe it's a
It was
touchdown
both.
to
Both touchdowns was in the
yeah,
fourth.
yeah.
Man, that was such a late game. Now I done got
Yeah,
mixed up.
yeah. It's a little bit of blur to me too, man. It
Oh my gosh.
was
So we're saying that basically we scored both our touchdowns in the fourth quarter, which gave us a score of 20-17. The Cowboys versus Steelers stat leaders. Dak was 29 of 45 for 352 yards, two touchdowns, two interceptions. While Justin Field was 14 of 25 for 138 yards, two touchdowns, no interception. Leading rushers was Rico Dowdle, 20 for 87 yards, and Najee Harris had 14 for 42. Now, when we get down here to the receivers, our top receiver was Jalen Tolbert.
What?
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. He was 7 receptions for 87 yards and one touchdown. Jake Ferguson was 6 for 70, and our number one receiver was 5 for 62. So, what are you thinking right now about that, brother?
I don't like the 45 pass attempts still. It's still that, like I said, the 20 carries for Rico. Love that. I love the. It seemed like they got away from the zone blocking, went man on man, double team, and got the run game going. And we talked about it last week, right? We kept it was Rico, Zeke, and Lukey. Those are the
Yeah,
three. Deuce was
yeah,
inactive. Thank
yeah,
you. So those three, just like the first week, it was those three. Again, those three. Rico had the most carries. Zeke came in and got big 1 yards that we needed on those. It's not a big stat line, but there was like three plays where we had third and short, fourth short. He was able to get those first downs, and then you got the big screen play to Lukey that he contributed. So,
yeah.
but yeah, as far as the stat lines, the 45 pass attempts, I'm not. That's what I'm not happy. That's not where we want to be still. And like I said, two interceptions. That's what happens when you throw the ball 45, 50 times. You're going to be more prone to those turnovers.
So true. So true. And we just lost. But and I say, I don't think people understand the rival between Pittsburgh and Dallas. And I think everybody that's watching the show, they are aware of that. But I just it was mind-boggling that, to see such a low score. I personally thought it was going to be a big score, but it doesn't seem that that was the case. But Fleabug, I know you got something to say. I can bring you up back into. I know you're raising your hand back there. So, again, let's kind of get into, and we're not gonna stick to this long because we know what's going on with this game and everything. But, Fleabug, how did you feel about this game on late Sunday night?
Um, it was a late game, and we played like it was a late game. But you guys were all picking high scores when you guys were saying what the score was going to be, and I believe I said 21-14,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
You did.
so
You did.
and so I just think I my question would be, we're paying Dak all this money, but is he really? Are his stats really playing up to how he's really playing? So basically, his stats for 2024 so far, he has a total of 1,424 yards, 8 touchdowns, interceptions 4, and he's got a 92.7 rating. Also, he's ranked sixth in the total overall of quarterbacks, and he's ranked 16th in the top 100 players. But so 16 is kind of, I feel in top 100, I still think that's kind of high for him right now. And for
damn.
him being, I do, I'm sorry. Um, but at any, I mean, because my thing is he's making, what is it he's making? What is his money he got? I forgot.
60 a year.
60 years.
Okay, so what is his? But what is his overall? Because he's the top paid player. He's the highest paid player in the NFL. So his numbers ought to be reflecting that, and to me, they're just not.
I and
Well,
and my
I think,
and my
go
thing
ahead, Pete.
about it is like, and I look, those turnovers were atrocious. And I'm not gonna the fumble, how he's not feeling the pressure right there, and just take the sack and get fine. We'll take the three. Even if we get 9 points out of those three possessions, whatever. We win the game controllably, right?
Mhm,
The interception was atrocious. Sit there and I watched the Monday night game with the Kansas City Chiefs,
mhm.
and it was almost a straight reflection of what I saw Sunday night. The Chiefs were moving the ball down the field between 20 and 20, and when they got down there, it was field goals. And we had one interception on Mahomes, which wasn't his fault either. But um, so, and I've seen it across the league as well. I'm just not seeing it like you. You might see a couple of guys that are playing at a really good level, but I'm seeing this across the league, moving the ball inside the 20, but the red zone is giving teams issues. It's like these defenses are just playing. All right, we're going to give you that, but once you
Yeah,
get here, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing more across the league. And like I said, they do have to fix. I'm not giving like they. This has to be fixed, but it's almost like we saw last year too. Was that red zone problem was until week 7, week 8, and then they got it kind of rolling. So
yeah.
that's what I'm hoping to see from them. But yeah,
And I think
Okay,
this.
so
Go ahead.
what you're saying, Pete, is that we're playing. Our team is playing like almost everyone else in the league. Is what you're saying. So basically, I shouldn't be being so hard on that because he's basically playing
oh, you have the
like
right to be hard on him. Yes, like I said, you have the right. We have the right to be hard on him
Yeah,
because, like I said, those two turnovers were atrocious. That was something that you cannot do in the red zone, and 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 you can't take points off the board for this something like that. Like I'm not saying, but it is something. Like I said, as far as the just kicking field goals when in the red zone, that's what I'm seeing more across the league. The turnovers, yes, get on to him for that. That you cannot do.
But
yeah,
I mean, and I guess really, and now that I'm reading it and I'm looking at it, okay, so we've played 6 games and he's got 4 turnovers or 4 interceptions in 6 games. That's not even one per game. When I think the highest turn as far as interceptions, I think the highest he had one year was 12. Is that correct?
yeah,
I believe that was what, 2 years
And
ago, right? Yeah.
I guess so for right now, as far as maybe his overall, maybe at the end of the season he won't have 12. He better not have 12. But
Yeah.
Lord Nova said something. He said, I care about winning and those turnovers are anomaly. So I care about winning too, and I'm glad
yeah,
we won on Sunday night, but I just want to see
yeah,
us win
Yeah.
with like Gary said before, we're winning with field goals, not
Yeah.
touchdowns. I mean, we had
Yeah.
2 touchdowns this game, so that's better than before. But I mean, and of course, we all want to see us win. So I guess in the long run, us winning beats out anything else. Would you say?
What do you
yeah.
see, Jay? What do you see?
Well, here's the deal. We went 3 quarters without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
3 quarters. I don't care. And again, this offense basically is not. And people can say what they want to say. Well, we won again, and there are some people that's like that. We won, but I come from the Crazy Ray era. We're used to Super Bowls. We're used to these things. And this is what we expect from our Cowboys. So yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me that we play our offense play how they play. Yeah, true enough, the run game worked. Yeah, it was great seeing the run game. The run game even worked better when we made the adjustments with TJ Bass at the guard and with Tyler Smith at the tackle. And then we started doing combo blocks. So it was
Combo
it was
blocks.
it was springing Rico Dowdle, to these gaps where he could open holes. Now, if we want to just say look at the first series and the last series of the game and not worry about the issues within. I just did a video and I said, there's a hole in
Yeah.
the wall, and there's 2 ways you can deal with a hole in the wall. And when you know it needs to be repaired, Either you can repair that hole in the wall, or you can put a pretty picture over the hole in the
Yeah,
wall. So you got those two options. I'm the one. I'm that guy that I rather fix the hole in the wall than put a pretty picture over the hole, a hole in the wall. If that makes sense.
Okay,
yeah.
it makes sense.
And I watched
Go ahead. Go
and
ahead, Pete.
I watched that. I watched that video, Gene. I get what you're talking about, and that's where we say these building blocks, right? What our run defense looked horrible for 2 weeks, right? So for the last 2 weeks, it looked pretty good, right? So it looked
Yeah.
for us now, it looks like they fixed that, right? Our running game was one of those things. For now, it looks like they fixed that, found something with those combo blocks, like you said. So maybe they fixed that. Now, the next one, let's fix this passing game, the penalties, like you were saying. Let's
Oh,
get on that and start working. Now, now we will say this: the two last teams we play, we do know they are offensively challenged as far as what they come to. We've seen them in the past.
right.
So our real test is coming up on this next 4 or 5 week stretch. So
Yes.
we will see if we truly fix these issues.
Yeah, because we're not the only one that have issues. Like, we could tell Pittsburgh Steelers they have the same issues we have, and that's a problem on that part. So sure enough, yeah, great win on our part, but we did not play our best game. And for our head coach to say, I think Dak played a great game. Of course, he's going to say that. He's on his last year of his contract, and he's also the offensive coordinator. But again, we got the win, but at the same time, it should not take us 3 quarters before or 4 quarters before we find the end zone, because that's not going to work every week. It just so
You
happened,
can't.
and again, I'm going to give the praises to the offensive line of, again, we saw the plan, we saw the blueprint, we saw the preparation of the offense, we saw the chip blocks that Mike McCarthy had to chip the defensive end. Great job. They made adjustments, but for whatever reason, we cannot get into this end zone. It's going to
Yeah,
come back to haunt us.
yeah.
Now,
Because they
people can
look
say what
good.
they want to say,
Yeah,
but it's
it,
going to come back to haunt us.
yeah.
And
And like you
I'm
said,
just
it.
Jimmy Johnson. And if I were to bring up Jimmy Johnson would not accept this at all. He would not accept this. He would say, his I guarantee you, his press conference will be a lot different from Mike McCarthy. You agree?
Oh, most
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, most definitely. But like you said, and like you said, you could see, like I said, in between the 20, you saw the turping down the field stuff, the stretching the
Yeah,
field. That looked
yeah,
good. The stuff like that, it looked
yeah,
good. It's just when we got to that point, that's where we struggle. But
yeah,
and it's but they, it comes. Let me ask you this, G. Like it comes back to this, man. Like we talk about, like has the moment or the time passed Mike McCarthy and Zimmer as far as like offense and defense, right? But then we kind of do that to ourselves because we go back and like me and you, we do this and we're like, man, we're not like the old school ways, and we got to kind of be like, well, it's just not like the way anymore, man. It just that way is gone,
true.
and that's where we're at with these guys. And but like you said, you're not going to beat Detroit and teams like that playing like that Sunday night. You have to get in the end zone with those guys. Now, I will say this: if if we're in the playoffs, you do see playoff games exactly what we saw like Sunday night play out like that, and you need the ball to bounce your way in a critical moment, and that's what happened on the last play when Dak dove on that fumble because I mean he dove. I mean,
Yeah,
and as soon as I saw him dive, my mind went to I don't remember Cam Newton Super Bowl.
yeah, and that's what
You know,
Joseph, that was Phil Steele said. He said somebody need to talk about how he did not do like Cam Newton. He actually dived on the ball, and he did. Everything's on the line, man. You
yeah,
better get your butt down there. I mean, you took 4 downs, 3 downs that we wasted. We needed that ball back. But let me say this here.
yeah,
Let me ask you guys this before we move on to this rematch, because we got to get into that as well. If that ball would have bounced one extra bounce in a different direction and landed in the hands of Pittsburgh, I guarantee you the title and the topics would be totally different. Would you agree?
yeah, yeah. It would
The,
definitely.
the narrative
You
will be
could
totally changed.
have multiple things. You'll have Dak with his interceptions, or you will have Mike McCarthy not putting Zeke at the 1 yard line. You can have multiple things, and like I said, it baffled me too. It's like the whole game when we needed 1 yard, Zeke or Lukey was in the game, not Rico. And like I said, Rico had a great game,
Yeah.
but for those situations, it needs to be Zeke or Lukey. It does. So you got to fix that.
We just said
Can't
that.
you?
We just said that last week. We said now we figured it out. Zeke is a situational running back. He only gets in the game on certain situations. That was the perfect opportunity because when I look at Rico, if he would have followed right behind Hunter Luke, he would have walked right into the end zone. But he
Yeah,
wanted to,
yeah.
for
I
whatever reason,
saw
he
it too,
wanted to
man.
jump over the crowd, and all he had to do was follow Hunter Luke
Luke.
into the end zone. But again, yeah, this story would be totally different, and we wouldn't be saying, giving the praises, which again is just that we can't overlook the ticking under the hood, because if you continue to ignore the ticking under the hood, it's going to lead to bigger issues. If I'm not wrong about that, right?
No, no, yeah, you're right. Because, like you said, once again, it comes down to situational football.
Yeah,
And in that situation, you know it, Fleabug knows it, everybody knows it. Zeke should be getting that ball at the 1 yard line.
shit,
And
no question
and
about it.
and you know what I'm saying? And you could see the inner experience with Rico when he jumped over, like you said, he had Luke. That's where the inexperience comes right there. That's where Zeke, with the experience, gets that 1 yard.
And that's what we could say about the offense. But I'm gonna say this here about this defense. This defense was readily prepared. These guys were flying to the ball. Big shout out to Trayvon Diggs for shutting down George. What is George Pickens or whatever?
Pickens,
Shut him
yep.
down. Shut him down. Big shout out. Big shout out to Tyrus Wheat coming in and stepping in when Marshawn Nealon went down. Big shout out to Marshawn DeMarvion Overshawn. These
Oof.
guys, the
Oof.
run game was non-existent. But again, I was so excited to see this defense play with attitude and play with a swag. These guys was flying all over the place, man. So I was really great. I was really excited to see how they play. Fleabug, how did you feel about this defense when you saw the defense?
The defense played. I mean, we hardly ever. It's every once in a while we have something bad to say about the defense, but for the most part, and I say this every week, the defense holds us down, and that I mean, so there's really nothing bad to say about them this week, and most weeks. I mean, the defense is what's keeping us. I say in the know, or the
Yeah, for sure.
defense
It
is
keeps us in the game for sure.
yeah
I mean
Yep.
that,
every
and
time.
that's what we've been waiting on. I want to
Yep.
show this comment real quick. City got to get on the same page with Dak and stop complaining and bad out. And that's so true, Joseph. People can say what they want to say, but when it's just like you and I, Pete, we're on the same team, but if we have a disagreement and we have these followers following us, and then because of our disagreement, you go your separate, and I go, well, some gonna flock with you, some gonna flock with me. And
Yeah.
regardless what they say, it's no big deal. It's a big deal because some of those teammates on that team is good friends with CD, and some of them are good friends with Dak. So you're going to create a wedge. You're going to create a division between that on that offensive side of the ball. But I know for a fact that there's some tension between the two. People can say what they want to say, but
It
with
is.
that being said, CD also have to understand they're double teaming him.
Mhm.
And this is where Mike McCarthy has to get involved and move him around. This is another
I mean,
thing. This is what I'm saying. This is the issue. Why leave him in the
yeah.
he did good when he was in the slot, and then you moved him back to the outside. So I don't know, Pete. What do you think?
And it's just like you saw the throw that Dak made to him between two defenders on the sideline where he had toe tap. Like, where else is he going to put that ball, right?
Yeah,
Like, there's nowhere else because they are double team. So the window is going to be tighter on CD. Now, on that play, like I said, that was atrocious. I don't know if CD was supposed to run a comeback. To me, it looked like he was
it was
just go
early.
headed to the back. back of the end zone, and who knows what the deal was right there. But I and to me, what he said today, I don't know. Everybody's going to say that they're professional lip
Yeah,
readers. Who knows what he said to them? To me, I don't think that was as big a deal like as we saw the first time. But like you said, there is definitely frustration there with them. And like I said, with receivers that want the ball all the time, they will do that to you a lot.
right, right. So,
Hey, before we go any further, guys, I have to do this real quick.
uh, pull that back up. Pull it back up. We got it. Let's see. Um, oh, I know what you're talking about. You're trying to. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. But my bad. I jumped in on you, but let's get this
Go ahead.
going because I know what she wants to do. She wants to go here. Let's get it.
Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. I totally forgot about that's our channel identification. So again, we just want to say thank y'all to everybody that's that's following us and has subscribed to this channel. But thank you again. With that being said, Joseph one says, okay, we got Dak and
Yeah,
CD would do better, but Mike McCarthy needs to get serious with CD. Yeah, you got $136 million man. You got to get involved, man.
yeah.
I think there's too
And
much weight for Mike McCarthy. He don't know how to get everybody involved or something. But
But I like
anyway,
the way it looked, though. Like I said, getting Tolbert involved, getting
yeah,
Turpin involved. You got to get these other guys involved. You can't, like I said, if they're going to double CD, these other guys got to step up, and they did. And like I said, and CD caught a critical ball in a critical situation to get them closer to what they needed to get. So like
facts.
you know, so I think it was just that interception was where that disagreement came on between them two.
I think yeah, it was in it because it was unheard of. So with that being said, let's move on. Like we got to get ready for this rematch, and I know we spent a lot of time on this other one. But Dan Campbell, let's talk about Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, he reflects. So he has something to say. He said it's always had no, it's always has this special aura about it. Once you get in and you start playing against them and coaching against them, that goes away pretty quick. Those feelings. This is Dan Campbell talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Basically, he was a part of the Dallas Cowboys and things that. So he has a lot of ties with the Dallas Cowboys. What he said, those feelings certainly vanished amid the Cowboys' 20-19 win over the Lions last season. The game ended in a controversy due to a penalty call on Detroit, 2-point conversion that would have won the game. Campbell and the Lions will surely be out for revenge given those circumstances, touting fresh legs coming out of a bye week. So, with that being said, I'm excited. I have confidence, brother, in this game because we got something to prove too. I don't know about you, Pete, but right now I'm kind of like, yeah, bring y'all old funky buns down here. We got
Yeah.
so I'm feeling confident about this game, man. What do you think about what this upcoming game?
Yeah, like we said, man, it's always a good game when these two get together. It has the last few matchups. We've seen it. I believe it's going to come down to the wire again. We're going to be sitting there like we were this past weekend. Um, and like if the defense shows that attitude,
Hmm.
like that hit that they put on Justin Fields, I didn't mind that 15-yard penalty because that showed them that we were there.
It should have been a 15-yard penalty.
No, it
The
shouldn't. But
defense learned how to
I
go
don't.
down.
That's why I don't mind it because when he laid him out like that, I was like, that's the defense I want to see. That's what I want to see right there. You're not playing dirty or nothing, but you're letting them know you're there, and that's what I want to see. Now, like the only one complaint I had about the defense was opportunities. Lindell Joseph makes a fumble. Man, we had a chance to get that recovery, just didn't
Trying to pick
happen.
it up.
And
Yeah.
we had Malik Hooker drop an interception deep down the field. Those are the
Yeah.
opportunities you got to take advantage of. But other than that, come with that same attitude because Campbell he coaches those guys that same way too. So you got to match that attitude.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the deal with Campbell. You know, he's a meathead.
Yeah.
What? I'm just saying he's a meathead because he had the opportunity, probably with the go ahead win, but instead of him kicking a field goal, he had something to prove. So I think all we have to do is continue to put the pressure on Dan Campbell so he can continue to be the meathead that he always has been. And I'm sure it would show up again if he's backed into a corner. He'll do something because he did against the 49ers the week after
Yeah.
that. Once he got into the playoffs, um, he pulled that same stunt being a meathead. So personally, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm looking at this Jared Goff versus Dak Prescott matchup. So right now, Dak has played 5 games to Jared Goff's 4. The completion percentage is Jared Goff has 71% completion to Dak's 65.4. Passing yards, Dak has 1,424 yards, and Jared has 1,015. Dak has thrown 8 touchdowns to Jared Goff's 5. Both players have 4 interceptions, which Dak has a higher rushing yards than Jared Goff, which is 24, which averages out to 4.8 per carry. So he has 1 touchdown. So this is really close, man, when it comes down to these quarterbacks. Yeah, and I'm just thinking right now, this is a rematch, but again, I think it goes into preparation again. Now we know that Detroit is coming off a bye. They've had some days to get prepared for it, but
Yep.
it boils down who prepares the best.
Yeah. And we're coming off a late Sunday night game, flying back to
Yes,
Dallas, where we haven't been that good at home this year. This is we like I said, we've been road warriors this year. So let's see if we can get on the right track at home. Uh, this is a playoff team. Lions are a playoff team. So this you get to see where you're at. Going up like we said, the next stretch of games we got going here.
yeah. I mean, like, again, I say, I don't want to excuse. I don't want to hear about the late night game. Again, this boils down to the coaching and how they prepare. Even though it's a short week, what do you do throughout the week to get your players ready to play on Sunday at 3:25? You see what I'm saying? So again, we can't make excuses.
No.
Next man up. The preparations leading up to the game. So there
Yeah.
is a lot that's going to go into this, and it's going to have to be a lot of planning with the coaches, and until game day.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear excuses. Hopefully, playing at home, this will hype us up. This will hype us up, and we will do something that we hadn't done all season. So that's
Yeah.
Cowboy
Exactly.
Corners in the house. What's up, Cowboys Corner? But so man, again, hopefully this defense, steps up. Now, this is the thing about that too, Pete. This is Mike Zimmer. Well, I think no, Mike Zimmer is familiar with this offense because he
Yeah.
played
He
against
played. He
it.
coached them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So this is
we
nothing new for
and
Mike Zimmer. So
yeah, and
yeah,
like
this
I
is
said,
definitely something to see.
this is going to be one of those offenses. They're gonna, like I said, they got some good running backs. The offensive line's real good. St. Brown. So definitely, like I said, we're gonna see if this defense has fixed their issues for real coming up.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, we got somebody in the green room. Let's bring him on. It's our guy, Cowboys Corner. Give it up for Cowboys Corner. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? What's going on, man? How about them Cowboys?
How
Yeah,
about
what's
them
up, Cowboy
Cowboys? Give it
Corner?
up. Hey, some people are saying we'll take it any way we can get it, regardless of how sucky we was in the first 3 quarters. What do you say about that?
You know, I wouldn't say we were sucky as a whole. I would say Dak Prescott almost made me go to the Star in Frisco and burn it down. Almost.
Almost.
Almost. And, but hey, I'm going to give Dak props, man. I give Dak a lot of crap. But what Dak was able to do, jumping on that ball and saving that fumble, not a lot of quarterbacks would do that. Not a
Facts.
lot of quarterbacks would do that. We seen a quarterback at a Super Bowl have the same exact thing happen, and he just looked at it in a Super Bowl. This
Yeah.
was a
So what?
regular season week 4 game, and he's putting his concussion on the line. He's putting potential injuries on the line, potential shoulder surgeries on the line. Like, there's a lot that can happen when you're in that dogfight with a lot of big men trying to kill you, right? And I called Dak Prescott the regular season GOAT. He didn't do nothing that we haven't seen in the regular season.
True.
But I need this Dak Prescott in the playoffs.
Yeah. We don't need
That's
to
what I
stay.
need. That's what I need. That Dak Prescott that did 90 yards against the Texans. I need that Prescott. The Dak Prescott that just marched 75 yards down the field and scored a touchdown to Tolbert, who has been struggling, built some chemistry there. I need that Prescott in January.
And no, I
Agree.
totally agree with you.
Agree.
Because you know what, Cowboys Corner, what you're saying, Mike, is the thing about it. We just said this earlier, just a few minutes ago. Because if that ball would have took one extra bounce in a different direction and landed in the arms of Pittsburgh, this whole thing would be a different story today.
Yeah.
You
No,
know what I mean?
yeah, for real. It would have been. Just when you have, and if you go watch, my show Talking Crazy and all that, I knew the Steelers' offense wasn't good. I knew their
Right.
3-1 record was not good. Like, it was good, it's good, but they didn't deserve it. Like, I knew that we were gonna go smash their faces in.
It's good, but
Oh, 1 second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's exactly right. Like you said, like we knew this offense was offensively they struggle, and we had to go in there and like you said, we need. But this is a type of game, like I told you before, that you can see in the playoffs where it's a tight game like this, and we need to see Dak show that ability in the playoffs in that type of game because it's going to happen. If he's in the postseason, we're going to have a tight game like that, and we need to see that performance just like that in the fourth quarter in January.
So what Cowboys Corner Mike is saying is basically he's not impressed with the regular season. He wants to see it in the postseason, right?
It's all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
I think
exactly what
that's
I'm saying.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
And I give Dak Prescott hate, but him jumping on that ball earned a little bit more respect. Going down winning, we've seen it.
Yeah.
I need that in January.
Yeah.
I need that in January.
Yeah. And I watched the mic'd up on the sidelines. I like the fact of how he's trying to take this leadership. He's actually rallying the boys, the players up, and he's doing more of the pep talk and things like that. So hopefully we'll see a different Dak. I mean, that's all we can hope for. But Mike, we got Detroit coming up, and they want revenge. They ain't playing because they said they shot themselves in the foot. And we know Dan Campbell is a meathead. He did some meathead things to where it cost him the game. So, what are you expecting to see when it comes to Detroit this Sunday?
This will be probably the most complete team that we've seen headed in to where we're at right now. Like, if you go look at our 3 wins, what are they against? The Browns, the Giants, and the Steelers. 3 weak
Correct.
links that I view in the league, right? You go look at our losses, the Saints, that game's going to haunt us. And then we played
Yeah.
Baltimore, who's a really good team, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so Baltimore, and this team right here is going to be like the Baltimore team, right? How can we get that Dak Prescott that played on Sunday minus the turnovers? Can we get that Dak Prescott in there? It's going to be tough. That's a good defense. That's a good offense. One thing they cannot do is match touchdowns with field goals. I don't want to see Brandon Aubrey on the field. If your match, and you go look back at our home games that we did, that's exactly the same script. We matched field goals with their touchdowns.
Touchdown.
And next thing you know, if you know your defense can't stop anything, which we're going to have a hard time stopping stuff. I don't care if DeRon Bland's coming back or not. If we can't stop something, why are we settling for field goals? I would go for it on 4th down every time. What's it going to hurt? You're going to lose anyway if you keep matching touchdowns with field goals anyway. Go give it a shot.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know we have a for sure kicker in Brandon Aubrey, man. So if it's like 3rd down and 7, or we just say 3rd down and 7, we're going to run the ball just to put it a little bit closer so Brandon Aubrey can kick that field goal, and without giving it some type of shot down the field. And this it's just that what bothers me. We lean too heavily on
Yeah,
our kicker. So when he
and I
missed that one he did the other night, I mean, it's going to happen because we lean
The
so
block.
heavily on our kicker to where you're forcing him to where, hey, make this kick. Well, I'm subject to miss one, and sure enough, it
make
happened.
make this 70-yard kick. Yeah, no, you need a like you said, if you get to that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7 medium, you're on the other side of the 50. Okay, run the ball, but run it to get closer to that you're going to go for it on 4th down. Or because
Or
most of the
even
time I've
throw the
been
ball,
seeing is
just throw the ball,
throw a short,
just throw the
yeah, like
ball
you
for the
said.
first down.
But yes, if I want to see more aggressiveness out of them once you get to that side of the field, and like you said, if you know you're gonna get to this 4th down, just try to make it a little bit easier, whatever the case may be. But be more aggressive with it. And like you said, you this is a week where this offense needs to, hey, touchdown this week. We've shown to fix a little. Seems like we fixed a few things. We'll know this week, like Cowboy Corner said, this is a more complete team. So we'll see where we're at exactly.
Well, I'm gonna say this, guys. This front line that we're finna face, this offensive front line we finna face is nothing like we've seen. These guys, they move furniture. So it's going to be a good matchup to see our defensive front line against their offensive front line. Mike, you see anything different and what it's going to take? I mean, we're looked in on that front line. So how are we going to overcome these guys, man?
You need long sustainable drives to keep your deep fringe fresh.
There you
We
go. Wait a
see
minute. Wait, stop.
that's what we need. And I need Rico Dowdle to show me that that wasn't just running against a bad team, right? Because when Herdig went out, their linebacker 51, and when and TJ Watt was on the field at the same time, we weren't doing crap on offense but turning it over. Next thing you know, 51's hurt, and I don't know what happened with Watt, but he was on the sidelines a lot. And
Yeah.
so, like, if those guys were fresh and on that field, I don't know. The Star in Frisco is burnt down, and I'm going to prison, right? And so yeah, but long drives, G Hampton, long drives right here to get your defense fresh because we know they have heart. We've
Right.
seen this team have heart without Micah and without Lawrence, right? Tyrus Wheat making plays. The big guy, number 93 up the middle, manhandling a guy, all right?
Linville just ran
Yeah.
through him.
Joseph Linville, manhandling the guy. We got Chauncey Golston making a little something. Mozzie Smith making a little whatever Michigan, right?
Making a little noise.
Making a little noise over there from Michigan. So
And that's something. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I gotta take this. I gotta take
Okay,
this.
okay. But here's the deal, man. Felicia Colley said, but it's not up to Rico. It's really up to the coaches to put him in to do what he does. Well, yeah, and it's definitely game planning. Game planning. And that's again, this is why
Yes,
you
thank.
hire these editors, these film crew guys to break down these film to give to your offensive lineman, to your offensive coordinator, so they can prepare to go up against what they might see. So hopefully this is what's going to take place. Patrick Ryder said he says use more emotion on offense. And that's so true. I mean, this is the only way we're going to get. And when you're talking about sustaining long drive, we got to get CD more involved. We can't just leave him on the island because we know what that setup is going to look like. You're going to bring that safety over top, and you're going to double team CD. So I don't know why Mike McCarthy got out of keeping him in the slot. I have no idea. It's like he never went back in the second half. He never went back to it. But you got to keep him in the slot and move him back and forth, not as a trick play, but as a part of the offense. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, exactly right. And like you said, the even though it was only 87 yards for Rico on the ground, he had over 100 total with receiving and everything. But it's the 20 carries. It's the continually show him like, hey, I will continue to try to run the ball. And
Yeah.
we saw some of the play action stuff work off of that. We saw the Turpin deep pass towards the middle. Um, Ferguson, and then Lukey, right? You get him. Lukey gets involved. So, and like you said, just CD. Let's try to move him around more, get him involved early, and you have to have these other guys step up like Tolbert did. You have to have these guys now, like we said, let's go show that that wasn't just a one-time deal against a bad team. Let's go show it against a really good team that this we can continue this. Like I said, he said long drives, but end them with touchdowns, not field goals. It's okay to have these long drives, but you cannot settle for field goals. You got to score touchdowns.
So Felicia Collins said, why is it when they fix something one week, they don't stay with it and just add to it? Mike, what you think?
Yeah, the Cowboys offense is like a sinking boat. You patch one hole, you forgot about the other two behind you. You
Yeah,
patch that hole, the hole that you just patched, you got another leak, right? That's how the Cowboys offense is.
it is.
And CD Lamb is a hole in the Lincoln boat. Let's just call it
Mm,
what it is. The guy mentally is not there. He just is. I don't care if he's saying give me a jump ball. When he just has one catch in the second half, and he's supposed to be number 88, he's supposed to be that dog, and he ain't there, you got a leak in your boat. When Brooks ain't stepping up and Tolbert is, you got a leak in your boat. When Turpin stepping up and you didn't start and you didn't give Ryan Flournoy any chances, you got a leak in your boat. They have to get this thing together and get it and work as one unit, right? I like the fact that Span Ford's getting receptions and so is Jake Ferguson. But okay, you got Dowdle running the ball.
yeah.
Why the hell would you put Zeke in there? Zeke needs to be cut. Give me a Dalvin Cook. Give me someone with a little juice. And what did I tell you guys? I said by week 4, he's going to be running to the sidelines. He had one carry last week against them dudes. Where did he run to? Help me out. He ran
Talking
straight to
about
the
Zeke.
sidelines.
Talking
Yeah, he
about
had that
Zeke.
one. We got
Yeah,
tripped up.
talking about Zeke.
I
Ran straight to the sideline.
But this is my thing, man. This is my thing with this running back by committee crap, man. It's like who's up next? We don't even know who's up next because what I've come to realize is, and we was just talking about this earlier, Zeke is a situational back. Now we know that we fumbled the ball. It wasn't Dak's fault. Dak saved the game with that recovery. But like me and Pete was saying, if you're going to use Zeke as a situation, this is the perfect opportunity to have him in the game to run behind Honolulu.
No, he wouldn't have got nowhere. I promise you.
I
I,
think
I
he
would
would.
I would rather take my chances with Lemke than Zeke. Zeke don't got it no
Well,
more.
we said either one or two, but throughout the game, he had two or three touches where he picked up the yard that they needed. So
Yeah,
that's
he
where I
did.
would have had it.
Zeke's
Like the
Yeah,
done.
stats don't show it, whatever. But yes, Lukey or Zeke, I would have preferred them over Rico getting the ball in that situation.
Zeke's done. Zeke needs to go, and
yeah.
I hope it's during the bye week. They just say
Well,
here, go.
so what do you want? So what do we do with Dalvin Cook then? I mean, if
I
I
guess
mean, if we
replace.
Dalvin
what do we?
Cook, I'm telling you, is better than Zeke. He's faster.
So
He's stronger. I think he's younger. I think.
So
no, he's old. He's
so
actually old. He's older, basically.
Well,
so
he looks a lot faster than Zeke from last year.
so you
But
would say probably a situation is probably do like what you did with Deuce this week, make Zeke inactive, bring Cooks on the
Oh,
active
you need to
roster.
cut Deuce too. I don't even
So
know why
so
Deuce is even on this team. Cut him. Get him. You know what? Cut Deuce. Give me Dalvin Cook, and try that whole shebang. Try that. But
yeah,
there's no reason why Deuce should be here. He's
this
not
is
an
what
NFL running back.
this is what we're talking about. We got too many running backs. We
We
got
got
too
too
many.
many. We got too many
What's
leaks in our
going
boat.
on?
We got that's why. And to answer Felicia's question, that's why you can't put it together because we got too many leaks. We don't have
but you
enough.
do
I want to step up, guys.
but you know what? You brought up a great point about CD. Like we've seen it twice, right? Where he throws a little, he says something on the sideline and then he disappears from the game, right? and what happened? Like it's just weird because like Dak was had two atrocious turnovers, but then like you said, he jumps on the ball to recover this
Saves the day.
fumble, and he didn't. You're seeing a guy not giving up throughout the game, and you're seeing another guy that is giving up throughout the game.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say CD is. I mean, CD wants the damn ball, man. And here's the deal. Well, listen. As one that play receiver, man, and I understand, but now what I think where CD doesn't understand is again, I think Mike McCarthy needed to correct this. You cannot keep CD out there on an island knowing that they run a cover two on on your best receiver. This is the problem. Mike McCarthy never picked it up after the second half. He left him out there on the island when you could have put him in motion or you could have put him in the slot. You do not leave your number one receiver out there to get double coverage all night. This is where this is where Mike McCarthy falls short. This is where he cannot coach on the run. It's like his plays are script. But if you look over there and say, well, damn, they are double covering my number one receiver. So let me put him in motion. Let me find a play where he puts him in motion. Or, hey, go back to slot and let me match you up against one of these big linebackers so you can get open. But you do not leave. See, I put a lot of blame on this on Mike McCarthy. A lot of this. You left him out there, and guess what it did? Guess what it did? It left CD covered by two players, and now what they're saying, what Pittsburgh said, we want you to beat us with the other receivers. They're not proven, but we're not going to let you let CD beat us, and that's exactly what they did. And we didn't score until the fourth quarter. We didn't score until the fourth quarter.
But check
And
this
you
out, though,
saying that
G.
it's CD, and you saying it's CD's fault? No,
Yes.
as a head coach,
No.
I got to get my number one receiver in the mix of this game.
In the second half, Dak threw CeeDee Lamb the ball, hit him right in the hands. What did he do? He dropped it.
But did you see that? But see, this is the
He
thing.
dropped it because he's in his own head. He's a diva.
Mike, we're not going to talk about the ball he threw and he did the ballerina. See, this is what I'm saying. The man caught the ball between.
But that was at the first of the game, though. You got to play 4 quarters, G. You just can't play 1 quarter.
But you listen at this, Mike. But you're covered for 3 quarters. You're not getting your receiver. So the one time you threw throwing it, is he really expecting the ball?
He better be expecting. He's the number 1 guy. He better expect it every play. And if you don't expect that ball and you wear 88 and you play for the Cowboys, it's just like the quarterback. The wide receiver, Michael Irvin, Drew Pearson, Des Bryant, they put 88 on the map for a reason. You wear that damn number, you expect the ball every play. No excuses. And when you drop the ball, I don't want to see you clapping your hands, shaking your head, and acting like everything's just fine and dandy. I need you to expect that ball every freaking play.
We saw this with Amari Cooper.
Yeah, we knew what Amari Cooper was coming in. He was already a seasoned vet who was really quiet in the locker room and didn't say much. We knew that. CeeDee Lamb, on the other hand, we followed his career. He rides the highs. He has first. Amari Cooper didn't have first down celebrations. CeeDee Lamb has first down celebrations. CeeDee Lamb does dances in the end zone. Amari Cooper barely did anything when he got into the end zone. There's 2 different players. CeeDee Lamb needs to own it, and he needs to own it now.
Own what?
Own that he is a number 1 wide receiver and quit crying on the sidelines.
He knows that. And he knows he's a number 1.
And it wasn't just last game. CeeDee Lamb has a lot of drops. Let's keep it 100. CeeDee Lamb needs to step up or shut up.
Again, and I hear what you're saying, and that's your opinion. And my opinion is I just don't think Mike McCarthy is getting CD involved like he should. I mean,
he's getting CD involved.
It's an easy blueprint when you're able to say, well, I'm going to keep the number 1 receiver just out there on the island. Hey, as a defensive coordinator, hey, safety, just keep rolling over top.
How many games do you remember where Michael Irvin was just absent? How many games do you remember where
you talking about a 3? You talking about no, bro. You cannot match
Tony Romo dropped that ball in there like rain, dude.
Bro, you cannot match this team to that Super Bowl. No,
hey,
I'm not.
Guess what?
No,
the player helps his wide receiver.
No.
The players help. The players help their quarterback. I need CeeDee Lamb to help his quarterback.
We had better coaches as well too back then.
I mean, you can go. you can go back as far as to the playoff game too, where he had a couple where he kind of short armed some stuff too in that Green Bay game. It's not the first, and like you said, he was involved in the first quarter. He and like we saw it. What was the game that where he was yelling at Dak and it was the Saints or Ravens game, whatever game it was, and
The
then you
Saints
just
game,
kind of
I think.
and you just never saw him again. And like you said, but I think it's a mixture of both. Like, yes, McCarthy needs to get him involved, but also too, he needs to know, like, be ready at any time that the ball's going to come your way at some point, and you have to be ready. Even if you haven't seen it in 2 quarters, you have to be ready. It's just like if you
Yeah,
told a backup quarterback and he came in and he's just not ready, that backup quarterback, he needs to be ready at any time to go in the game.
Right.
Same thing
yeah.
CD. He needs to be ready.
Right. Let me ask you after the question. Do you think I went to this game when CD Lamb broke the record for the most reception yards in a game? Do you think those Lions were double covering him?
Nah, I don't think it was.
You damn right they were, and he still was able to get open. I need CD Lamb.
What team was this? What he's playing against?
That was against the Lions last year, the eligible game.
So you
I,
said
you,
and he
you don't
had
think they were
100,
double covering CD Lamb then?
and you said he had what?
He had
100.
like over two. He broke the Cowboys single game reception record.
So what happened?
He got
So you
open. He was
so
a dog that game. He stepped up. He
so
helped his quarterback. He wasn't on the sidelines crying. He took over the game. That's what I need from
hold
88.
on.
Look what Overshow. Dude, this defense couldn't stop the run for shit. Overshow got in the game. Overshow was still putting his body on the line and making this run defense better. CeeDee Lamb needs to make the wide receiver room better. Period.
Well,
Period.
I'm gonna say this here. I mean, I'm gonna say this about CD. CD is a great catcher. I don't think he's the best route runner. He's a great catcher. He can catch the ball. And that's one thing I'm gonna take from CD. I really don't think he's the greatest route runner. He's not. You know, I think Amari Cooper's is a lot better than him, hands down.
He's a technician.
But CD can catch the ball. That's what he is. And I still think he's a slot receiver. He's not a wideout. He needs to be in the slot. That's where he
He's
needs
an
to play.
everywhere receiver.
You know. So, but it's just I don't I see what you're saying, but I still think that you have to get him involved through the play call. I mean, again, you make it easy for the defense, even though you're saying that you got to still get open. But when you're rolling two guys on top of them, and it's a lot that goes with this, man. But I think as Mike McCarthy should came up with a better play uh, uh, scheme for him as far as moving him in motion, moving him in the slot more. I don't know why he went away from it. The second half, I don't even know if he had one catch second half. So where is this analyst that Mike McCarthy said he used? Well, the analytics and the data. These are the words that Mike McCarthy. Oh, well, the analytics and the data tells us. Well, damn, if you got all this information, why is our offense struggling to get in the end zone?
You
And
have
we're
three
still
turnovers in
dealing
the
with
red
that.
zone.
We're still dealing with that. We can throw for 500 yards between the 20s, but we're still having a hard time getting into the end zone. And that's something that we cannot afford this Sunday. This is something that we cannot afford this Sunday. So hopefully we will not experience that, Mike. Hopefully we'll do like you just said, long
Long
drives.
drive.
Our best defense will be our offense, you know, and hopefully that will work in our favor. But again, we have to learn how to find. And I was just telling Pete this as well. There's a hole, like you said, there's a hole in the boat. I said there's a hole in the wall. And when there's a hole in the walls, there's two things you can do. Either you can fix that hole in the wall, or you can hang a pretty picture over. Now we have issues with this offense, but we can say, "Oh, but we won. We won." So what are we talking about? Okay, but I guarantee you, it's going to come back to haunt you if you don't fix those. Like now, this is something that Brad, what's his name? 105.3, the guy, uh, Brian
Brian
Broaddus.
brought it.
He said, talking about the penalties, and he said, "Well, it's nothing you can do about that." What do you mean? Is that no? There's plenty you can do about that. Some things you have to live with. No, I'm not living with these grown men continue to make doing stupid stuff. If you can't do the job, next man up. But This is something he said, but the young lady that was on the show, she said something. She said, we have to stop with the self-inflicted wounds.
Preach. What?
Let me give it to you. That is our biggest thing. The self-inflicted wounds that we create on ourselves, and no one is held accountable.
No, that goes on coaching.
That goes on the coaching.
That right there goes on coaching. But CD Lamb having heart is not Mike McCarthy's fault.
I think he has heart, Mike. If he didn't have heart, he would just run to the sideline and not have nothing to say.
Jalen Tolbert caught the ball. CD Lamb went to the sidelines. He didn't go with his teammates that are celebrating that he just won the game.
Well, yeah, he's a pouty baby.
That's not heart.
Well, he's emotional. He needs a hug. Give him a hug, Mike. And that's something somebody probably need to dig in his butt about. Like, dude, man, get out your feelings, bro. And what he has to understand, if you do not get the ball, that means you're taking an extra man from another guy to get him open to create a play for the next guy, like we saw with Kevontae Turpin. So
didn't CD Lamb fumble one game already too?
Yeah, Mike, he's human. I mean, hell, didn't Dak fumble Sunday night and threw
Dak
2
made the plays to win us the game.
Huh?
Dak made us the plays to win us the game.
So you're saying basically, as crappy as he played the whole night, because he threw the touchdown pass, we're not going to even talk about that.
He jumped on the fumble.
Two turnovers and a fumble, and you're going to say, "Oh no, it's no big deal. He won the game, bro." Like
he stepped up when it mattered. That's stepping up.
So let's just do like I said. Let's hang the pretty picture over the hole, because that's what we're saying.
No, CD Lamb is the hole in the wall. Dak Prescott was the pretty pitcher.
Yeah, that's what you did.
You got to fix your hole in the wall. CD Lamb.
Again, knowing that, dude, you turned the ball over 3 times. You left 21 points on the field. But we're not going to talk about that. He threw the touchdown and pass. No, bro, don't. See, that's what's going to hunt us. We close your eyes to that. We don't want to see that. But guess what? We won. That's everybody's attitude. I'm just giving it to you a different perspective, because if that wouldn't have happened, if he wouldn't have recovered that ball, we would be talking about how we have a $240 million problem on this team. Give it up.
Oh, you're absolutely right. $240 million.
If he would have not recovered that fumble, this whole topic tonight would be different. And you know it.
But he did.
Everything from first quarter to the last play doesn't even matter.
You know what they say, right? It's not how you start. Bro. It's how you finish.
Well, you know what? We'll see on Sunday. If they got going this game with that same mentality as what we're saying tonight.
Oh, it's a fresh start on Sunday. It's a whole new game. It's a whole new
like I said, you come out playing just like you played again, you will get ran right out of AT&T Stadium. If you play against the Lions like you played against the Steelers, I guarantee you they will run you at your own stadium. So, but if that's the mentality we gonna have, that's
because the defense got heart. The defense got heart now.
I'll take
the defense are gone.
And you know why? Because Mike Zimmer hold his guys accountable.
No, because the divas are gone. Lawrence and Parsons had beef, and that beef ain't there no more.
Dude, well, before they went down last game, they shut down the run against the Giants, right?
We're talking about Singletary here, dog, and Danny Nichols.
Well, they beat Seattle.
Seattle beat Seattle.
Oh, see, dang, my God, bro. Are you serious? Hey, it's all about how you look at it. I look at it a totally different way. But again, this defense is not going to be the same without Parsons and Tank Lawrence. I mean, I appreciate the guys stepping up, but they will be.
What has Parsons done for you this year on defense before he got hurt?
It's only week 5. What do you want him to do?
What has Parsons done for you?
So
Tank Lawrence has done more than Micah Parsons on this defense.
Well, this is what happens. With number one, see, when you think that Micah Parsons is a defensive end, guess what they're going to do? Either they're going to run away from him or they're going to run right at him.
And we don't have that problem no more.
They done figured that out.
Well, Najee Harris ain't a good running back anyway. I try to tell people that.
Well, I knew that. I knew that. So that's what I'm saying. But you're gonna get a double dose of this running come this Sunday. So
Oh, you are. Trust me, you are.
yeah,
But I got a guy named Overshown that shows heart.
okay, well that's true, and I get that. But again, Overshown only can do so much. But again, we'll see if they can hold that.
It's contagious,
They'll
though.
be
It's
more tested
contagious.
against Detroit than they were against the
Oh,
Steelers. And I
one
don't take
thousand
nothing from
percent.
the Steelers. I don't take
But
nothing from
I
the Steelers.
need that heart to be contagious.
Oh,
And
now I'm gonna
and
tell you,
Tyrus Heat. Oh, can I say something real quick?
I'm listening.
Tyrus Heat knocked Justin Fields back to third grade. That should not have been a flag.
No,
NFL is soft.
no,
That was
it's very
clean
soft.
football.
It's very soft, dude. They
That
threw
was
a
clean
flag on that,
football.
and it was all chest. What Justin Field need to know as a quarterback, learn how to slide.
That's football. I played in, baby. I hit people like that. That's football. Damn, that gets me pumped up.
And that's exactly what it is. But like you say, the game has changed. You might well put flags on these guys, man, because you can't hit them. You know, you can't hit them too hard. You can't do the drop tackles. A lot of things you can't do. But anyway, but again, we got the game coming on this Sunday. Cowboys Corner. What's your final score and what's your final thoughts for this coming Sunday? What do you got?
You know, I haven't watched any tape on the Lions. I haven't. I just haven't. I'm still looking at notes on tape when I watch the Steelers. Still got my Steeler notes. So no, I don't have nothing for the Lions game just yet. Hopefully, I see you on Talking Crazy on Saturday. Let's do crazy talking
yeah,
on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys, and I'll have more for you guys on that. So tune in.
All right, that's what's up. So you don't want to give us a final score?
I haven't watched them. So check this out. So I gave the final score 18-15, Cowboys against the Steelers. That was a 3-point spread. Got 3-point spread. I got to watch my tape first. Dude, everything I said, I put on my notes. This could be a field goal fest game. What was the first half? What was the first half?
30.
That was field goals.
Yeah,
Dude, I had on my notes that Najee Harris ain't going to get more than 50 yards. How many yards he got?
Well, you called it, brother. You called it.
Dude,
I think he had 32 yards.
Yeah, I think it was like 42. But
yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, and I was like, the wide receiver, George Pickens. I said, who that? Who George Pickens?
He was on.
What that boy name?
He got arrested.
He got arrested?
He was handcuffed by Trayvon Diggs.
By Officer Lewis. Bug.
Hey,
What's up?
nothing. What's going on?
Chilling.
I see you bringing the fire to the show tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, if Cowboys Corner ain't on fire, run because there's something putting them out.
Yeah, somebody doused his flame or something. If that's the case,
But I need you to give us a final score. Just take a shot at it. We're not gonna hold you to it. Just come on. Just throw something out there.
I haven't watched nothing. I haven't watched a single play of the Lions yet. I'm starting tape tomorrow. But I'm gonna say
last year.
my score could change on Talking Crazy, but right off the bat, 21-24 Lions.
What? Okay, you know what? I'm getting sick of you Cowboys fans picking the other team to win. Like, what is really going on?
This is the first time I've done it, and I got to be real. I'm not going to sit here and you go watch the big guys that shoot rainbows and unicorns up your butt. Cowboys Corner going to keep it 100. If I tell you we're going to lose, I'm going to tell you why we're going to lose on Talking Crazy.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and be Cupid and shoot heart arrows at your ass cheek. Just not going to do that. That's
I'm
not
going
me.
to start writing these score predictions down to see who's really close, and we're going to bring it up the next week. So we're going to start with this week. So what do you say in the score again?
24-20 Lions.
24-20 the Lions.
But like I said, it could change. Tune in to Talking Crazy on Saturday on the Corner of Crazy and Cowboys.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with, if we play like we just played Sunday, dude, I'm have to say 35-13 Lions. But if we come out playing like we need to play, I can say 28-21 Cowboys. It just depends on how this offense is going to play. And you said it earlier, uh, uh, Cowboys
Gary,
corner.
you said what?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you
If
say
we
35-13?
if we come out playing like we did, we turn over the ball 3 times. I'm telling you, Detroit would jump all over that. I promise you. We cannot come out playing like that against these guys.
And
And we playing, and then you got to factor in we playing at home. Hey, we play
yeah,
terrible at home.
and
Dang,
our
boy.
offense, we haven't touched a single 30 yet. Last year we were hitting 30s like it was
38,
nothing. We can't
38
score any points.
Cowboys.
I don't know. I don't get it. I do not get it. And that's my biggest hang up with this team right now. This offense, what in the crap are we doing? Why can't we be fluid? Why can't we just be a fluid offense?
Because you got Terrence Steele playing like Kaka.
Oh my
You got
gosh.
Tyler Guyton, who I said was a project player, still being a project player.
Yeah.
You got Tolbert finally stepping up. You got Turpin finally stepping up. Brooks still makes that one catch when you need it. We don't have anything explosive because CD Lamb wants to be a crybaby. We don't have a running game. Our defense is finally figuring it out after we got slaughtered in the running game,
Yeah.
right? We have to be able to put up points, and that's by scoring touchdowns. And this offense has not been able to do that.
They have not been able to do it. That's so. And and we're gonna end this, but I'm gonna tell you something. What I did like when I saw this, when I saw Tyler Smith go out to tackle and T.J. Bass come in at guard, and then you had Brock
Hoffman at right guard.
Hoffman at right. Dude, that was it. And they came with the combo blocks and opened up some lanes for our running back. I mean, I always had a problem with. I said, well, this gonna be a challenge having two rookies starting on your offensive line, and it's been showing. But once we slide
Well,
Tyler Guy,
Cooper Beaty's been pulling his weight though.
and he has, but but you still have Zach Martin over there to assist him when needed. If you look, he kind of double
Zach
team.
Marley a little long in the tooth now.
Oh well, yeah, he is. He is, yeah, and that's why I say Hoffman might be the next man up. It's
But you know
Okay,
what?
does
possible.
anybody
You
else
got to
that's
you got to
watching?
do. Oh, go ahead, Fleabag. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, does anybody else watching? Because we got some people still watching. Does
Yeah,
anybody else want to put their score up here? Because we
oh,
need to. We're gonna write this down.
But no, if I was Mike McCarthy, I'd keep that lineup, and I would put Tyler Guyton back at right tackle and take
yeah,
Doodoo Pants Steele out of the game.
yeah, because Aiden is going to eat his lunch. Aiden is going to eat Terrence Steele's lunch. I
Oh, he's gonna be on
guarantee.
skates. We can call him Mr. Rollerblade.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Terrence Steele. It really is. So that's
Let
going
me
to be
watch
something.
this tape though. Let me watch this tape.
Okay, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Thanks everybody for being on here. We've been over a little bit too long, but see, that's what happened with Cowboys Corner. We got to give him his segment, so he done carried us on to another 30 minutes. That's just how much we love Cowboys Corner. So here we are. So
Feelings mutual. We
anything for
love
Cowboys Corner.
the
So,
Cowboy Huddle.
but yeah, and also, guys, if y'all on here tonight, y'all catch us on Saturday night on Talking Crazy on Cowboys Corner channel on YouTube. So it starts at what 9:30.
9:30 Central.
9:30 Central. So y'all can catch me over there too. So we'll be doing some crazy talking. So yeah, y'all probably see a different side of me. But
If
anyway,
you
it's
can
all
think
good.
it, you can talk it.
All
All
right
right,
then.
hey, do me a favor, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Do me a favor, hit the notification bell as well, so you will be notified when the next video is posted. And guess what? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So with that being said, we're going to get on out of here. Like I always say, stay safe and continue to be blessed.
Peace.
Deuces.